table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for advantage. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done near every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I like speed.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Washington Redskins. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. First carry for Darius Geis. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. On first down, Carr. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
From the gun now on third down, Carr out to the flat for Riddick. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Carr. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Carr. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
How about this offense? Already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive. They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Fielded at the 20. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Lions will take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Carr now on 1st down. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Jonathan Allen able to drop him for a loss of 4.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
On third and long, it's Carr. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. And they'll run it here. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. He'll get 4 yards of the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll drop to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. when you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they're going to have a third down. From the gun, it's Carr. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Geis, they'll try to run it. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
He's going to get it running right. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Darius Geis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Finds Roberts left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Carr now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Hey, 7:34, down. 185.
Carr to throw on second down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be marked down deep in Washington territory. A big play there for Detroit. And even 40 yards. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
29. Down. 180. Go, go. Get set, get set.
Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Here we go.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. This will be, 38 yards out. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on 1st down. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. Jamison Crowder, his first touchdown of the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Escapes the defender. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Down. 280. 29.
Carr now on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was DJ Swearinger right there on the coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr looking downfield for jump. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now a play fake. Carr. He's going to fire one deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
This is Geis, and he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll set up to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Ziggy Ansah in there to sack him for a loss of 6. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. A deep ball for Dotson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And this is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Working from the gun, it's Carr. It's caught. Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Calling a gain of 10, and they pick up the first. Here's Gordon. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Carr got his man complete over the middle. That's Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First target, first catch at a 1st down. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Hey, Raider 2, get set.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Carr, he hits Riddick underneath. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now Gordon on first down. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
On
play action, now Carr. He's going to let one fly for... And my goodness, another interception. Monte Nicholson picks it, and he's going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal.
93.
Operating from the gun. Carr throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, Michael Roberts, there. And it's third and short.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. It's their quarterback, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Prater for the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. Now Thompson, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now at FedEx Field, it's the Redskins with the football and the lead as we start the fourth. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking low. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
On the ground, Geis. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. They run with Geis. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
So out now come the Lions. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On play action, it's Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Murray. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with third down and just a yard to go.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Lions on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Shotgun now for Carr. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Carr, got to have this one. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
.637, down, 180, 29, 29.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And incomplete here on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Now, lady, hey, Raider 2.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. On 1st down, Carr. And running with power here. Roberts got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And this is going to be covered up by the Redskins. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it, but even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
On first down, this is Geis. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
Watch it now, Barney.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. The Redskins on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now they'll run it on the toss. A nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go with a keeper. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th.
Oh, man, that was some call right there. The game in the balance. They run for it on 4th down, and this has been the story all game long. They've been the ones that come up with the big plays when they've needed them. And that last one, that may have won them the football game.
The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Redskins, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.